Hello, this is Yusuf, accompanied by James.
Hi.
For a Random Ramblings podcast. So, we're just going to be talking about random things, hopefully related to magic, most likely related to Warhammer. But nerdy stuff nonetheless, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So what do I want to talk about, James? We have no plan whatsoever, by the way. We just did not think this through. We're just bored.
And decided to do this. Sounds good. So Yusuf, how's your sex life?
Don't. Fuck you, James. In case you haven't guessed, this podcast will be somewhat explicit in language and content.
Oh, yes. Okay, fine. If you don't want to talk about your sex life,
do you want to talk about your sex life? Because I could do for a sob story.
Dude, it's simple. I got zero sex life. Simple.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So, tell us about your new Space Marines and their lore that you're making. That excites me. Okay. So shouldn't we like, I don't know if they'd find this and know what Warhammer is.
Oh, well, I feel if you're in a nerdy community, you should have heard it. Okay, fine. Warhammer is basically, what we're talking about, Warhammer 40k, is basically a tabletop war game. So basically, you get little models you are to display on a table, and you use them to fight.
Yeah, it's based in the 40th millennium, where humanity struggles to fight against the xenoswarms.
Technically 41st millennium.
41st millennium, whatever. It'd be cooler if it was the 40th or the 42nd.
It should be a 42nd.
Yeah, by now. It's been around for like ages.
Yeah, for 25 plus years.
25 plus years. They could have like at least moved forward a little bit in the storyline. Anyway, but that's actually one of the things. Like, it has a lot of good lore, as long as you know, they actually are consistent with it. Sometimes they're not, which bothers me quite a bit. It bothers James quite a bit.
A little bit.
So we have our own storylines for our own armies, and you play the Tau.
I do.
Space commies. Space communists. Yes. I play the Space Marines. Spice Marines. Yeah, I love Spice Marines. There's big buff dudes, genetically modified. And they're just awesome.
Oh, no girls can be Space Marines, though, because girls are icky.
Ooh. There's the Adeptus Sororitas.
They're not Space Marines, though.
They're Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
Well, all the Primarchs were male. Maybe that's why.
Well, like...
I mean, you have to be implanted with a gene seed of a Primarch.
Oh, does it have to be, like, almost exact, so it has to be male? Like...
They have to be from the same home planet.
Okay. Well, I mean, aren't there females in the home planet?
Well, that's the thing. If they have to be from the same home planet, maybe they have to be male as well? I don't know. I didn't write the lore. I mean, basically, in order to become a Space Marine, you need to be implanted with the genes. Can we get sued for this?
Sued? For talking about Warhammer?
I don't know.
Well, we're not...
It's Games Workshop we're dealing with.
Well...
They kind of like suing people.
They do.
Well, this is all Games Workshop content, lore, or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're showing videos or anything.
Even if we were, we're just explaining the lore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Games Workshop, I don't know. I'm paranoid a little bit.
That's fine.
It's fine, yeah. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, in order to become a Space Marine, you need to be implanted with the gene seed of a Primarch, who is this semi-godlike figure created by this even more godlike figure known as the Emperor. And my army are members of the Blood Angels, whose Primarch is Sanguinus, which is Latin for blood. There's consistency in the lore. Yes. And they're pretty awesome, because in order to actually become Space Marines, first of all, the members of the planet they're on this like radiation infested desert planet. So in order to actually get to the places of challenge, they need to cross a radiation desert,
Oof.
And then if they make it, then they have to do other challenges. And if they make it, then they go to the they actually become blood angels if they survive the process of being implanted with the gene seed, because they need to grow new internal organs in order to manage the power armor that they wear. It's pretty rad. So yeah, they and then as they're going through the process, they go over a period. They are basically put to sleep for about a year, and they're intravenously fed nutrients and the blood of Sanguinus, the literal blood of Sanguinus.
Well, your Space Marine chapter is not exactly the Blood Angels, is it?
It is the Blood Angels. It's a chapter within the Blood Angels.
Yeah.
So they all are Blood Angels. They're all trained and adapted in the same way, but
they're like they branched off, like basically. Like the
it's not so much they.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not so much they. It's not so much they branched off. It's just that they're a different chapter.
They're just
like
another
the flesh.
they're another founding.
Like the Flesh Terrors. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the Flesh Terrors or the Blood Drinkers or something like that. They're not like a separate. They don't have a separate. They have a separate chapter master, but they're still part of the same legion.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the storyline of how Blood Angels overall come to be. Oh yeah, and while they're doing this, they're in a giant golden sarcophagus.
Just cause
awesomeness. They're basically vampires. As Tyler puts it, Tyler says they're basically space vampires, and it's kind of true. They do literally drink blood, but and they do have a chapter known as the Blood Drinkers. So they're vampires, except they're the kind of vampires that go into fits of rage and like bash their heads against their opponent's heads. Like I feel like if a Space Marine got really, really mad, he could just punch just without power armor, just punch straight through the skull of an orc.
Most likely.
They're pretty badass. Also, there are orcs in Warhammer, space orcs. That is one of the best things about that game, is the space orcs.
Yeah. What's unique is they're basically space fungus, more precisely.
They're fungus, so they that's why there's no females of the species. Is because there's no males either, technically.
Yeah.
They're just these muscle-bound ape green things.
Green cucumbers.
Green apes more.
Green apes, yeah.
Because they actually have arms and stuff.
Green ape funguses.
Not being obsessed with phallic objects.
Funguses?
Phallic objects.
Oh, cucumber. Okay. I wasn't even think of that.
Yes, you were.
I actually wasn't. I was actually saying more fungus.
Okay, James always makes references to that's a phallic object, that's a phallic symbol, that's a phallic symbol, that's a phallic. He just always. You dick. Pun there. Okay. Anyway, where was I at? Okay, so that's how you become That's how you become a Blood Angel, and they're basically while they go.
He's actually talking about space orcs for a second.
We're talking about space orcs for a second. Yes, we were. Holy crap. Okay. We're talking about space orcs for a second. So basically, the way that they reproduce is whenever an orc dies, it releases spores, and these spores go just spread around the planet and find somewhere nice and moist to grow. And then once they grow and they grow sufficiently, they start producing these things called squigs, which are basically teeth on legs. These round balls of.
I think squigs are basically those round tadpole-like things.
They're like mouths on legs.
Oh, okay.
They're huge. They're kind of like tadpole looking, except if a tadpole was in The Exorcist.
Do they have eyes or just teeth?
They have eyes, but compared to their teeth, it's not a lot because they have a lot of teeth. And basically, these squigs hunt and defecate near where the fungus where they popped out. So basically, their waste and whatnot cultures the fungus until it can grow to support Gretchen or goblins, depending on whether it's fantasy or Warhammer 40k. And once
in fantasy, are they also considered funguses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think they don't talk about it as much, but it's in there. It's in a few of the lore. If you played Warhammer Age of Reckoning, which was the MMO that they came out with, you would find like like these explorers that were trying to explain the orcs' reproductive cycle.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting. So anyway, after the fungus produces Gretchen, the Gretchen then prepare the nest for orcs. And once the orcs get there, then the orcs don't do any actual work. They just kill things. And the Gretchen kind of facilitate that killing of things by fixing their armor, just doing everything.
Being basically meat shields.
Being meat shields. The squigs are
being slaves, servants.
Yeah, they're basically slaves. And then the squigs are often used as like attack dogs / I'm gonna blow you up by sending this mad thing at you. But it's in the Space Marine video game as well. That was a good video game. I like that.
I know, right? It would be cool if there was like a sequel to that, but there probably isn't.
They were gonna get one. I think they were gonna get one, but THQ went out of business.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I liked them.
Yeah.
But there is an MMO coming out.
Oh.
Dark Millennium.
Oh.
It's being.
I think I heard of that one.
It's being developed by this sort of underdog studio called Behavior Studios. And I don't know, I've seen their videos so far. They seem to be making process, but it's either going to be a very long process, or the game's not going to be all that great. Hopefully it's going to be good.
I really just want another Dawn of War 3. That would be great.
THQ, wasn't it THQ?
It was.
It was THQ. They need to find a new developer, but Games Workshop can be a bit slow about these kind of things. But yeah, so
I think
that
actually might be Relic Studios that made them.
Oh, it's Relic Studios. Did Relic Studios go out of business?
Maybe.
That'd be unfortunate. They were good. Anyway, that explains orcs. Now back to the Blood Angels. So Blood Angels, while they're undergoing their process of becoming Blood Angels, they are haunted by these dreams of what happened to Sanguinus. Essentially, he had his legs broken by a demon and was tortured for a little bit. And then the army around him suffered a psychic backlash, went batshit crazy, and basically killed demons. Like, they just wrecked demon face. It's pretty crazy, because they were going up against the demons of Khorne, who is a chaos god of blood and rage and carnage, and they outraged his demons. It was ridiculous. And then Sanguinus came.
Because I guess it's interesting, because what do they have to be mad about, you know? But, well...
I don't think it's so much that they have something to be mad about.
They're just the embodiment.
They just carnage. Love carnage. They're bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
They seek violence everywhere they go.
Yeah.
Kind of like the orcs. But yeah, so...
Oh yeah, cool things about the orcs is that they're basically designed to weaponize anything. So that means that they could make like really crude materials, like wood or basic iron, but they will make like a gun out of that wood and iron.
Yeah, they are absolutely brilliant at finding, like, it will fire once, but it will kill something. They are good at getting things to kill other things. They're really good at that. Yeah. But yeah, back to Blood Angels, which is where we were at. Yeah, so the Blood Angels raged out, killed a bunch of demons, and Sanguinus came back. He recovered. And then he actually managed to break the back of the demon that broke his legs. That was pretty... It's like, you break my legs, I break your back.
Yep.
But then he was killed by his brother, so...
Horus.
Damn you, Horus.
I know, right?
Why'd you have to kill Sanguinus? He was so beautiful. Anyway. Imagine how awesome it would be if Sanguinus was alive. He'd be like Emperor by now.
Probably. Probably. But yeah, no, Horus was... Chaos. We should probably mention them also. Like what they are.
It's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's true.
They're chaos.
So, yeah.
They're the bad guys.
Yeah. Horus is basically pretty corrupted with chaos and has suffered from major daddy issues, so there's that.
Yep.
to my personal opinion, I think he took it a little too far.
Oh, you mean by like starting a civil war?
Just because
turning brother against brother.
Yeah, it's not because
trying to kill his father,
exactly.
killing several of his brothers.
It was like for like if you think about it, like it's
killing several people around him. Yeah, he took it a little too far. Just a little bit.
I think there's like more to it, but from my understanding, the main reasons he has distrust is because his dad wouldn't like tell him what he was doing on Earth. It's like, dude, come on. He doesn't have to tell you everything he's doing. He's entitled to little privacy.
It's not just that. It's that he was. I read the Horus Heresy novels, and when he fell to heresy, when he fell to chaos.
Those were award-winning books, by the way.
They are really good. They're by Dan Abnett. At least some of them are, and they're just absolutely amazing. Like if you read the first three, especially, it goes Seeds of Heresy, all the way up until Flight of the Eisenstein. Flight of the Eisenstein was good. But
it goes to other stuff too. It talks about other chapters like Salamanders, like what happened between and a little bit after, of course, I think.
Not in the first couple books.
Yeah, not in the first.
It talks about it later, but in any case, Horus had let a servant of chaos into his army.
He didn't know. To be fair, he didn't know he was part of chaos at the time.
He didn't know.
Until it was too late.
But I forget the name of the servant. But essentially, he
Erebus, I think.
Erebus could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty fitting name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he corrupted him by showing him these dreams. He essentially showed him the future where the emperor was worshipped as a god, and he showed him a statue of the emperor and like a bunch of the emperor's sons around him, but Horus wasn't there, and Horus saw that.
Oh, that
was the trigger.
That was pretty heavy.
And Magnus the Red is another one of the Primarchs who's a really good sorcerer, and he dabbles in the warp quite a bit. So people were thinking.
My favorite.
People thought he was going to turn to chaos,
which he did in the end, but it was for different reasons.
It was for different reasons. It wasn't because he was messing around with the warp. Because he had such a strong will, he didn't need to worry about that.
Oh, fun fact: he's like one of the only Primarchs who could withstand being in the warp and not get like killed in the next 20 minutes. Because that's how powerful a psyker he is. Yeah, he's just amazing. He was actually at the time he invaded that vision that Erebus showed Horus. Yeah, I tried as a one-eyed wolf, and he tried to convince him. Like, but, dude, this guy is chaos. Like, seriously, don't listen to this shithead. Yeah, and then he ended up being corrupted as well because he thought. The Emperor ordered the Space Walls to burn his last Prospero. Yeah. Prospero burns. I need to read that book because it seems like it would be amazing. It would. I'm just gonna say it right now. Like Game of Thrones, like its terms of tragedy has like nothing on like Warhammer. Like I'm gonna say like every fantasy novel, like sci-fi or fantasy novel that has anything remotely badass in it, all originates from Warhammer. I didn't say it originates in Warhammer. I just say it pales in comparison. Pales in comparison, but also homage to it. You know, like StarCraft, for example. I like said Gears of War, and even Game of Thrones. Like this dude. There's actually a chapter master of the Grey Knights who's called Khaldor Drogo. Khaldor Drago. Drago, and this guy's Khaldor Drogo. His name's Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo, whatever. Just a fuck up. Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Whatever. He showed up for one damn season. I got killed because of it. Like I think. Oh yeah, he chopped off his nipples, and I think that killed. Chopped off his nipples. Oh wait, no, sorry. He suffered a scratch. He suffered a scratch. Oh god, why was and then he got infected. Nipples? Because you always think of nipples because you're a perv. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he suffered like one wound and then died. And yeah, that was the history of Khal Drogo. Yeah. Drago. Whatever. Spoilers. Oh, yeah, fuck. It's okay. It's season 1. Everybody who's interested in Game of Thrones has probably watched it by now. Yeah. But yeah. So... where are we at? Yeah, so Warhammer's pretty awesome. I mean, it would probably be an award-winning, like, pop culture staple right now if Games Workshop was a more competent company. I'm gonna say it right now. If you get, like, a sci-fi movie of the Horus Heresy, that's probably going to be, I'm actually being really serious, one of the best dark sci-fi movies ever made. If it was done right. It is, if done right. Which if you just stick to the lore of what happened and
If
what
you-
was written, it's pretty good.
If you have a budget and you stick, because there is an Ultramarines movie, but it sucked.
I watched that.
Because
It was okay for what it was. The graphics sucked.
the graphics sucked. Like, that's the thing. It was good as far as story, but it was way too short. Like, Dan Abnett, he was the screenwriter.
It was good as it was written.
It
It was
was
actually really good tension, like leading up to the chaos battle.
it was good, but like if they just threw more money at it, it would have been so much
The
better.
Game Workshop, like, I don't.
They
know
don't
what's
want
up
to
there.
fund anything.
Except their video games, I guess,
Yeah, they don't want to
or
fund.
give their license to video games.
They give their license to video games. They don't help the funding whatsoever. So it just kind of and then they wonder why these projects fail, and because they fail, they end up being more reluctant to share their license in the future.
Yeah,
It's kind of a vicious cycle.
but yeah, if you like, stick to the lore and maybe personalize the Primarchs a little bit or the characters a little bit, like make them more human, yeah, it'll be beautiful.
Yeah, go into depth because so far like not all of the Primarchs are fleshed out.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, like not all. But then again,
And we still don't know who the two other Primarchs are. You know, the two Lost Legions.
and we'll probably never know
Probably.
as long as
Unless a movie comes out, because it'll be a little bit awkward. Like, here are my 20 sons, and they never show the other two.
Here, yeah, and then they just never name them.
Yeah,
they're just
exactly.
there, and you just have to figure it out. And they're
Exactly.
standing behind like Angron and.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
But yeah. Anyway, so what's the name of your little like branch of?
Oh, okay, so back to our game and like okay, so then I basically named my own personal little branch the Shepherds of the Damned, and the reason why that is because they incorporate Death Company units, and Death Company is basically after Blood Angels go insane, they don't get rid of them, they put them into Death Company, and then they basically do suicide missions for the rest of their lives, and which is not very long. Although they are like resilient as fuck though.
They are.
Feel no pain.
Yeah.
Feel no pain.
That's
Best
a
rule.
pain in the ass, actually.
Best rule. It's awesome. Yeah, so the Death Company Marines are pretty badass.
And fucking relentless. No, not relentless. Like, they shall know no fear.
They have Relentless as well.
Oh yes.
Actually, they don't have it, and they shall know no fear. They have Fearless, which is even
Fearless.
better.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Because they just can't feel fear. They just can't.
Yeah, so no leadership checks, and can't use my fucking pinning guns on them.
It's great. This
Fucking
is
Space
absolutely
Marines.
great.
Anyway, so your chapter basically specializes in watching over Death Company, so they don't like kill anyone they don't
It's
wanna
not so
kill.
much so that they don't kill specific people. It's just so that the reason why they're there is to make sure that they kill the most important targets. Because the Death Company Marines are one of the strongest units in the game, and despite their suicidal tendencies, they're one of the most valuable to any army. And so the Shepherds of the Damned essentially recognize that and ensure that they die in the most glorified, awesome way possible.
Yeah. Alright, so White House, Sep. Well, technically they're part of the Farsight Enclave, made by Commander Farsight. Commander Farsight, basically, to my understanding, he was a famous commander for the Tau and fought many campaigns against the Orcs. However, he learned something about the Ethereals, I think relating to Chaos, and how the Ethereals are trying to hide information from Chaos to its citizens, but Farsight was not cool with that. So all the plans he retook from the Orcs, he basically said, I'm going to separate from the Tau, I'm going to make my own nation, or something like that. And they're called the Farsight Enclave. My Tau are basically a branch of the Farsight Enclave, but they don't specialize in like off-world excursions or going out to attack the enemy. They specialize. I know this is a little bit contradictory to Tau lore because they believe in like just go strike at the enemy, never think of defense. But the thing is that these planets that they're on, that like they're basically infested, or I have a bad case of Tyranids and orcs. So they have like citizens there, so they kind of need to watch over them. So
Fun fact: the only way to get rid of an orc infestation,
exterminatus, destroy the whole fucking planet, and all goddamn resources, because the Inquisition can. Well, actually, that's probably one of the fairer reasons to exterminate a planet, actually, compared to what the other Inquisition does.
What other reasons do they have? I thought that was like the main reason.
Oh no, it's like there's like a little bit sign of heretics. Like, you know what? I think maybe the Inquisition or the Empire might be wrong and might be going too far. Exterminatus.
Yep. Anyway.
Oh,
should we talk about magic more now?
Okay, let me just. Alright, so this episode's called the Hitasu, and they specialize in and they don't really have a really big budget, so they can't afford like those big vehicles or riptides. The best thing they could afford is probably broadside teams and crisis suits.
Basically, he's making excuses for why he's cheap and he doesn't want to buy the expensive models.
Yeah, it's essentially that. Essentially that. So they basically specialize in defending their home planet from all these alien infestation, but they have to work as not only at fighting Tyranids and orcs, but also maintaining. They're basically a police force for their own people. So there's that. Okay.
Commies. Space commies. Anyway.
So magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Before we get into magic, should we talk about like our last couple of games?
Oh, of Warhammer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I destroyed him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, let's talk about magic now. I just wanted that on record.
Okay, fine.
Oh, that was enjoyable. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh! So Battle for Zendikar is coming out.
Yes.
I'm gonna blur those out. Just kidding. I'm not, because I don't know how. I warned you. Anyway, what? Are you excited for Battle for Zendikar? New full arts.
Yeah, that'll be. Yeah. I'm just thinking of whether I really want the Eldrazi mechanic, but yeah.
Have you seen the new Eldrazi mechanics?
No, I haven't. What are they like?
Well, they have this thing called Devoid, where basically, even if they have a color cost, like now there's actually Eldrazi that you cast for black.
Oh.
Or black-red.
Okay.
But they're still colorless, which is what the Devoid mechanic is.
Okay.
And they also have this thing called Ingest, where I think only some of the Eldrazi have it. I don't know if all of them will have it. But basically, if they deal combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of their library. So they're eating the top deck of the library.
To be honest, I prefer that over their fucking
Annihilator.
That was bullshit.
Annihilator 6.
That was such bullshit.
Emrakul. It's awesome. But yeah, so those are the two new mechanics. There's also one of the spoilers I'll look them up, actually. I'll bring them up. I'm on my computer. So we can actually look up. I'm too lazy. Never mind. It's like a red-black creature it's an Eldrazi that's devoid. And if you pay one colorless mana, you can give another colorless creature haste.
Interesting.
Modern, give Emrakul haste.
Yep.
Ha 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 ha. But yeah, so the Eldrazi are awake because of Nissa.
Wait. Oh yeah, no, they're colorless. Forgot. So yeah, it works.
Yep. So the Eldrazi are awake because of Nissa. We're gonna get new full arts.
I'm surprised Zendikar is not nommed yet by Eldrazi, to be honest.
Well, because Nissa's holding him back.
Zendikar's fighting back. It's just one planeswalker, though.
No, but she has the plane on her side.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, Zendikar's kind of a conscious plane.
It's very rich in mana. I know that.
It's very rich in mana, and like the land itself is somewhat alive. Don't drop the microphone. Stop playing Magic cards. So my cards. They're just bulk, but I like to shuffle them sometimes.
It pleasures me.
Haha, it pleasures me. It tickles my whispers.
The fuck?
I don't know.
Oh. Do you watch any more Over the Garden Wall? Actually, because
What the hell is that?
oh, I think it showed you it one time. Oh no, you're busy like playing Magic. So it's basically you know Adventure Time, right? So a bunch of like other writers from Adventure Time or cast of Adventure Time went off to do their own thing, and one of the writers, I believe it's one of the writers, made Over the Garden Wall, which is a really, really, really good cartoon, which I highly recommend. It's like it's a work of art. It really is. And yeah, the reason why I say that is because there's this really old woman with a man's voice, surprisingly, who's called Auntie Whispers. So, and that was like one of the scary episodes actually of Over the Garden Wall, but still pretty good.
I would have to rewatch that video to hear what he said because I was busy shuffling my deck. Well, it's not a deck. It's like an assortment of bulk. Chief of the Scale. It's a nice card. Anyway, back to Battle for Zendikar. So they're not going to reprint the fetches.
Okay.
Which sucks because now all of these Zendikar fetches are like $80.
Yeah.
Which makes Modern very expensive. But they said they're going to reprint a new land cycle. So that's cool.
That'll be interesting.
People are expecting enemy color manlands. So you remember the manlands? The lands that turn into creatures, celestial.
Oh yes, yes, they do those.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
They're pretty good in Modern, and they're getting reprinted. So we might actually get the rest of the manlands as well. But there's also speculation that we might get enemy fast lands, and if we do get enemy fast lands, then I have a little bit of a speculation, which I heard at the PPTQ, which was that it would be like a sacrifice mechanic, where you have basically a bounce land, like a land that taps for, let's say, green-black. And when it comes onto the battlefield, you sacrifice either a swamp or a forest, or you just sacrifice another land.
And then
it stays untapped, so you can just tap it.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Stop it.
Okay.
I have to rein him in. Otherwise he just goes wild.
Okay. That was the last one.
You done?
Yeah.
You got them all out?
Yeah.
Alright, good. Yeah. We're getting Eldrazi. We're getting big Eldrazi, but not. They're not like huge. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think they will because they don't have the same mechanics. So if there's going to be an Emrakul, it's going to be a different Emrakul.
It could be a nerfed Emrakul, hopefully.
It's going to be a 2020 for 10.
That actually would be more nerfed than what Emrakul is.
With Devoid and Ingest 50. So basically, if it's
eat the entire deck,
just exile their entire library because they can't even bring it back. They just boom. Maybe maybe I think if they do,
I'll probably do something with exiles. If a card is in exile, then something happens.
I think they'll probably they'll probably nerf Emrakul a little bit, but they'll make it easier for him to cast as well. So, they'll basically be either he'll have a huge mana cost, and there will be ways to cheat him into the game, or there will be a lower mana cost, and he'll still get cheated into the game in Modern at least. But yeah.
So, anime. Watching any lately?
No.
TV shows?
I've been watching American Dad.
Oh yeah. It's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. I'm fine.
Filler.
Filler. Breath holding contest.
it's really one, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Blah blah blah. We should probably like cut the podcast.
Why? This awkward silence is amazing. It's gold, dude. It's gold. Maybe we should talk about what the rest of the channel is about.
Oh, Team Zephyr?
Yeah, because like think about it. If somebody just shows up and watches this video, like we've talked about Warhammer, Magic, and like a little bit of anime and weird cartoons that you watch and probably do absurd things.
Hey, Over the Garden Wall is not weird. Well, it is, but it's good. It's art. It's still good. It's art. No, I'm actually being serious. It's really, really good. Okay.
You're also the guy who recommended Flash Gits.
Flash Gits is amazing.
Okay, Flash Gits is amazing. They're a YouTube channel. Check them out. They'll explain a lot.
They also love Warhammer, and they made some cool Flash about that.
Watch with caution.
It's fair enough.
Very explicit. Yep. Like imagine if I didn't rein him in. That's what Flash Gits would be like. That's what. Like,
yeah, I'm showing you. You got a ruche butthole. I can say this because I'm half Chinese. Well, okay. Well, okay, fine, it's Korean, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to make fun of Koreans because you're half Chinese.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Whoops, sorry, but it's still really, really funny.
Racist bastard.
I know.
See, I'm Arab, but I can't make fun of Indians. They're not the same thing. We're not the same thing. We don't speak the same language.
Fair enough.
But then again, it's not. Because Koreans speak a different language.
They do speak a different language.
It's like making fun of Persians, except I'm Persian too.
Yeah.
So I can do that. Ha
ha. So. Oh yeah, so Team Zephyr, what's that about?
Alright, Team Zephyr. So this is what the channel is actually about most of the time, is me playing Magic Online. Hopefully in the future, Tyler and Josh also playing Magic Online, and a little bit of commentary in the background usually. Either just me by myself explaining my plays, or me and James talking about random shit while playing Magic. Yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, so yeah, so it's usually just talking about random stuff. I play a lot of Pauper. I play Sealed. I'm going to play more Pauper today. Check that out. Like, subscribe. That was the other one. The subscribe. Share. Aha! I beat you.
Okay.
All right. And stay tuned for Pauper today. Bye bye.